All right, Malcolm in the Middle. This is a show that I did not grow up watching. It was a little bit before my time, and then when it was kind of being aired in reruns, I guess I just didn't notice any channels being on because I was too little. And but now that there was a reboot coming out, I decided to finally check it out. Watched all 7 seasons over this past, I guess, wow, 4 months. Took me only 4 months to really watch all this. Well, I guess I started in November, so like 6 months. Still, whatever. It's a really easy watch. This show is really, and I was surprised how great this show was. And I think the first couple seasons are a little bit rough, mostly because, like most sitcoms, they get better the more you watch them, where you get to understand the family dynamics, the characters, and you grow with them as the show progresses. Whether that just be how more in tune the actors get with the performances, and so it just gets a little bit stronger the more the season goes on, or the series goes on. But also because a lot of sitcoms, especially family sitcoms, have child actors. The child actors age, and as they age, they usually mature into better actors, depending on if they even had talent to begin with. There's some kids that just never had talent to begin with, and they were just mistakenly chosen. That's not on the kids though, so I'm not trying to say that to be harsh, but I think all the boys in the show were all played perfectly by their actors, except for maybe Dewey. It's not that Dewey was bad, but Dewey definitely had the least to do and sometimes struggled with some of his line deliveries, but for the most part, all of it worked. The family dynamic was great. It's so funny watching this show with Bryan Cranston and him being what we know now. He is so different in the show, but so funny. He is the highlight of almost every episode. His character dynamics, his schemes are just so funny and ridiculous and absurd, and his cluelessness at times of everything going on around him when he's dead set on one thing going on in his head. It's just great. Lois is the psychotic mother at times is great. I do think though at times this show kind of normalizes child abuse. And I mean, there's even an episode where Lois has to acknowledge to one of her kids that she kind of fucked up as a mother, but a lot of it's played up for laughs, which is kind of weird. And I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to take away from it. And then in the early 2000s, I could see how that could have been a funny joke, but now it's like, ew, that doesn't come across right. Now, I know with the revival coming around, I'm not really sure where this is gonna go. I have to imagine it has to deal with Lois and how realizing they're pregnant at the end of the finale. I guess spoilers, but it's not really a major spoiler that ruins the show by any means. But yeah, I mean, we don't really get a follow-up because that's the final episode and it's played for laughs, but it would be nice to see what happens with that. And yeah, all the boys grew up and they went their own separate ways, and it was a lot of fun. And the only ones that stayed at home were Jamie and Dewey. So really fun set of episodes that just, yeah. And then I would also be remiss if I did not talk about how this show changed the landscape of sitcoms. It changed the game entirely for quite a bit. A lot of sitcoms up until this point were laugh track centric. Not all of them, but 90% of them. This was one of the first shows that said, no, we're not doing the laugh track. We are going to do this talk point of view to the camera thing and do all this mockumentary style. Not in the same way The Office does it, in its own unique way. That ended up making for a really solid show that was stylistically unique from other shows at the time, while being really charming and funny and great characters, and just a wonderful rewatch for 7 seasons of the show. Let me know your thoughts, like, share, and subscribe.